Okay, we're here with Kirtland Central's April Christie, who helped her team to a second place finish last week at the Class 4A Girls State Basketball Tournament. And as you can see, is sporting a new cast. April broke her hand or wrist? Hand early in Friday's state championship game against St. Pius. And now you said you didn't really know when it happened.
No, I did not. The doctor said it probably happened earlier in the game, and toward the end I got caught up with like a jump ball, and it just made it worse with it turning, and after that it would just felt like this heat and pain, but I just thought it just got hit hard. And it didn't occur that I broke my hand.
Did it feel like, could you tell when you were shooting throughout the game on Friday?
Kind of. I think I had so much adrenaline going, couldn't really tell, except when the ball would hit my hand hard or passing. I never really completely felt it though. I just kept trying to get it out of my mind because we were trying to win a state title, so.
And you and I talked a little bit earlier here. You guys had a number of players who were either sick or battling some kind of injury. Is there a worse time for some of that stuff to pop up than playing at the pit in Albuquerque for a state championship?
Yeah, it was really bad timing, and it would have made it a lot more worth it if we would have won, being able to say we were able to get through that. But we tried our hardest. We did all we could. Dayan was really sick. She hasn't even been in school the past 2 days. We had Jessica Tisha Nez, who was hurt, and it was bothering him out throughout the game, but we just knew that we couldn't use that as an excuse from playing, and it just didn't work out for us.
Along those lines, like you said, you don't want to use it as an excuse, but do you find yourself thinking, man, what if we were all healthy and playing Pius, a team that we beat early in the year? Do you find yourself asking what if at all over the last few days?
Yeah, sometimes we've talked about it. Like if we were completely healthy, I think it would have helped us a lot more. But St. Pius just came out ready to play, and I just think they were out to beat us, and just nothing fell for us, and it just didn't work out. But I think it would have been a different outcome if we were all better and healthy.
How did that game against St. Pius on Friday night compare to the game where you played with them earlier in the season back in December? You guys won by 5 or 6 points, I believe. How did St. Pius compare Friday night to when you saw them in December?
When we first played them, I think we took them by shock. They thought they had us beat. It was still tough. Dayan, Hall Jones, and number 10, Tinanen, they really got into it. But I think they just came more prepared at the state tournament, the championship game. They came out. They were never really a threat at the three-pointer. We knew 50 could shoot, but we didn't. Tinanen hit down some shots, and they did what they had to do, and we weren't expecting certain players to step up, and they all stepped up. And it was just really different because when we played them early in the year, it was mainly number 50 and 23, and when we the second round, they all came to play, they all had a part of the game, and we had to stop all of them, and we were only prepared to just stop 2 or 3 of them.
We're talking with April Christie, Kirtland Central's April Christie, who helped her team to a second place finish at last week's Class 4A state basketball tournament. Of course, Lady Broncos lost to St. Pius Friday night at the final at the pit down in Albuquerque. Is it tough to right now? You guys had such high aspirations coming into the season, but still finishing second in the state is a great accomplishment. Do you guys see it that way, or do you still feel like we really wanted to win that blue trophy?
Yeah, well, it's 2 different ways. Being at Kirtland Central, there's 17 state titles, and it just seems that all the pressure is on us, and we wanted to win so bad, especially after last year losing in the state championship game. We have 2 runner-ups, but I think when we look at the big picture and see how many kids would have wished to be in our shoes, and there's so many kids all over the state that would do anything to just play in the Final Four, and we've been there twice. In the past 4 years, we've been there 3 times in the championship game, and I mean, after you see where other kids come from, it's actually a big accomplishment, but it's still really hard when we come back to school because we really wanted to win another state title.
What, in playing at a school here in a program that has so much tradition and history with the 17 state championships, and just looking over some of the numbers last week, Kirtland Central has played in 26 or 27 of the last 30 state championship games. What's it been like for 4 years to be a part of this program when there's 4,000 fans, in the arena each night throughout the winter? It's got to be very exciting.
Yes, it is. I mean, our freshman year we came in, it was such a different environment, and then we've all been together since my sophomore year in 2006 and 2007, right? No, 05 and 06. Dayon Hall-Jones transferred from Dallas, and our starters this year were our starters our sophomore year, and I mean, playing in this environment, I mean, everyone comes to support us. It's just a great feeling, and going down to state, and our fans are always there, especially in the championship game, and I think that's what a lot of us is going to miss going to college. Is it's not as big women's basketball. I mean, you'll just have about maybe 20 and 50 people there most, and it's just so different. I mean, it meant a lot of how our fans are there, and they support us all the way through.
You and I talked earlier, you played volleyball in the fall, and Kirtland Central did lose a district game there in the fall in volleyball, and of course this winter did drop a district game on the basketball court. What is something you talked about, kind of planning to go to Western Texas and play basketball there? What are your plans for after that? What do you hope to do for 2 years at Western Texas?
I do plan on going to Western Texas and playing basketball, and after my 2 years there, I plan on hoping to continue my playing basketball at a four-year college. I plan to start my education as well, becoming a nurse and pediatrician. But I just hope to go down there. They have a really good program. Tammy Davis, she used to coach at Farmington High School my freshman year, so I know them really well, and they have really brought that program up, and I just hope to go down there and help and make it to the national tournament and be able to help continue the program.
What was the mood like in the locker room after the game, and what did Coach Cromer say Friday night after you guys lost to St. Pius down in Albuquerque?
It was really emotional. I mean, a lot of the girls didn't want to show any emotion on the court, but when we got in the locker room, we just realized that it was done. We didn't have a state title, and Coach came in and he just said that to him it didn't really matter because we were a good team. Things just didn't go our way, and we all had to keep our heads up. Most of us are planning to go play some college sport, either track, volleyball, or basketball, and we couldn't let this bring us down. And he just said that it's just really hard because that why would we be down, because it takes two great teams to be in a championship game, and we played right with them, and he was just trying to get our spirits back up to where we weren't down about it and thinking it's like the end of the world.
We're talking with April Christie here out at Kirtland Central. April and the Lady Broncos finished second at last week's Class 4A state basketball tournament. Really, one final question is something I wanted to ask you or any of your teammates. In the semifinals on Thursday against Moriarty, there was 71 free throws shot. How tough of a game was that to play? I mean, you guys shot 20 or 22 times from the line in the fourth quarter. How tough was it to get to a rhythm on Thursday?
Well, it also hurt us because Dayon got really sick, but it was more exciting, and toward the end, we knew they would play with us. We knew the Twins were good, and we've also had a kind of rival thing with them for volleyball. And we started out slow, and we got into rhythm, and we knew our free throws became the key of the game. And I mean, it was a fun game, but it all just came down to our free throws and to the little things, and we did that, and we were able to overcome the slow start we had.
April, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on a very successful high school career. Obviously, it didn't end the way you wanted it to last week, but second place is still something to be very proud of. So, again, thank you, and I'm going to shake your left hand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, April.